Today I'm going to inform you about why college should not be free. I've got three main points, and they are that it will hurt the economy, taxes will be affected quite heavily, and people will start developing a lazy mindset. But before I go into my points, I'd like to address the opposing side's arguments. Three of them is that it would jumpstart the economy, is that you need a college education for full political participation, and they also like to use other countries' tuition programs such as Germany and Finland to support their idea. So when they say that it jumpstarts the economy, what they're saying is that students wouldn't have to worry about student loan debt, and that they'll, instead of paying that off, be able to buy a house and start a job and settle in. But the reason that this necessarily wouldn't work is because they'd end up paying for college just like through taxes. And then when they say that you need political participation, they like to base political participation off of the knowledge of history and the way that the country works and the way that our government has developed over time. But a lot of this education can be pursued and is taught in high school and grade school. So you already have the knowledge, it's just the effort of applying it. And they like to use, as I said, Germany and Finland's tuition programs. They use both around 2% in their tuition programs of their national GDP, which is gross domestic product. And the opposing side likes to say that if we spend a little bit more on education, that we could apply a tuition policy. But our yearly income is somewhere around $30 trillion, and half of that is spent in entitlement programs. So the extra 0.6% that would be needed for this is not available, especially considering that we are spending into a deficit currently. So, but on my three main points, the first one being that it would hurt the economy. And the reason this will hurt the economy is because it's taking money away from the national government to spend on entitlement programs, as I said, like Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare. And it would cause more of a deficit than what we already have. And also, students after college wouldn't be able to budget their money because they aren't forced to learn how to. Because when in college, you have to budget your money and live off of the bare minimum. Otherwise, you're not going to pay for your tuition. Second point is that it'll have a large effect on taxes. Now, if college is free, you won't have to pay for tuition, which means that after school, you can go and buy a house. However, you're really going to pay for college regardless because they're going to raise taxes to the point that the amount of money that you give the government will be enough to pay for it. Otherwise, the government wouldn't have enough money to cover the tuition costs. And then another reason that this is also bad is because even though you're paying the taxes, it's going to affect you more heavily than other classes because it's going to affect the middle class more, which is where most college graduates would end up. And my last point, that people become lazy. So a lot of high schoolers I know that when they go into an easy class, they just kind of like wing it. They don't try as hard because it's an easy class, they don't need to. And most of them aren't paying for their own schooling, mostly their parents, which is granted, they're in high school. But when you go to college and college is free and you bomb a class, you think it's free, I'm not losing much. But what you've done is you've wasted your own time, the time of the professor, and you have taken up a potential slot for somebody else who would have tried and actually applied their knowledge into the real world. On top of that, if you don't pass college with a degree that you were meant to, or that you tried to, then you're not going to go into the world obtaining a job that makes you wealthy enough to pay the taxes that you would have to pay. So you just waste time and you put yourself in a more difficult position. And so yeah, in conclusion, there are major effects to a free tuition policy, those being that it would hurt the economy through money being taken away from the government, and students wouldn't know how to balance with budgets, becoming less effective in participation, and the taxes of the government would also be increased so that they actually have a way to pay for it. And a lot of people would just become lazy. They would develop a mindset that they don't need to try, which would just make them a less effective part of society. So.